All right, continuing with our relation and functions review, I'm going to go over two more examples here. Now, for these examples, we have to graph each set of ordered pairs on the graphs provided. We have to determine whether they represent a function or a relation. We have to explain our answer. And then we have to state our domain and range. So I picked two examples to go over. We're going to start with A. Now, you'll notice we are given ordered pairs. So I'm going to just graph these ordered pairs. I get -2, +5. So I go to the x-axis, -2, go up to +5, and I'm going to make a point here. +3, -2. Again, I'm going to make a dot. 0, 5. I'm going to go up to here, do the same thing. I'm going to go to 1, 1. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to go to 0, 2. Do the same thing. All right, now we don't have a line here. It didn't say anything about connecting our points, but we can still do some a little bit of investigation here. I can still draw a vertical line. Now let's see. There's only one output for that. Now let's see. If I go to our origin here, wait a second. If I draw a vertical line at that origin, watch what happens. Oops, didn't want to do that. It's all right. It crosses twice, doesn't it? You'll notice that these each have the same input. When 0 went in, 5 came out. Also, when 0 came in, 2 came out. That's indication here that we do not have a function. Now, I can do it for the rest of them, too. Like, if I notice, like, when a 1 goes in, only a 1 goes out. When a 3 goes in, only a -2 goes out. Those vertical lines are pretty good. But when I did that other one, the one that was on our y-axis, you'll notice that it crossed 2 points. So this is not a function. No. Why? Because 0 had 2 outputs. Now for our domain and range, nice and easy. You'll notice that we have all solid dots here. So for our domain, we are just going to list all of our x values, all of our inputs. And you want to do it in numerical order too. That's always a good idea. So I'll start out first by just writing all my x values. So I'll highlight them so you guys get the idea. I got -2, 3, 0, 1, 0. So I get -2, 3, 0, 1, 0. That's not going to be my final answer because I want to put them in numerical order first. -2, 0, 1, 3. You notice I did not put 0 twice. You don't have to. It comes up more than once, so that's all you need. So all I did was I took those x values, I put them in numerical order, and I also got rid of any repeats, and I've got my domain. My range, let's see, I'm going to list my y values now. So I've got 5, -2, 5, 1, +2. I want to put these again in numerical order. So I'll start with my lowest value first, -2. I'm going to go with 1 next. I'm going to go with 2. And then you notice I have 2 5s. I only need to list it once. Boom. I've got my domain and range. So that's what we're looking for with these examples. Some people might have connected the lines. You can, but it did not say this data was continuous. So we don't necessarily want to connect the dots if we aren't given that instruction. Let's see. Let's try C now. And you know what? I think we're going to go with a different example because right here we went with A and we had one that was not a function. I think I'd rather go with an example that is a function. So spoiler alert, C is not a function. However, let's take a look here. All right, we're going to go with this one. We're going to go with B instead. I'm going to graph my points. -1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. You'll notice that they all go in a nice horizontal line. Now let's draw some vertical lines and see what happens. When I draw a vertical line, only 1 point goes through it. Another vertical line, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. And this is, I can answer yes, this is a function. And for this, I'm going to put it past the vertical line test. We could use a number of different explanations. I'm going to go with this one this time. I could also say each input has only one output. It really doesn't matter that they're the same output. It's the same thing. Like, again, imagine, I like to use the McDonald's example. Go into McDonald's. I'll have one hamburger, okay? That's $1. I'll have two hamburgers. That's $1. I'll have three hamburgers. That's $1. Doesn't really matter that they're all the same price. The thing is, whenever I order something specifically, I'm only getting one price. That's a function. All right, so now domain and range. Domain, I'm going to list my x values. So I'm going to start here, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And look, they're in numerical order. There are no repeats. I like that. We used all solid dots, so I'm going to use brackets. I'm going to shrink it on down. Now for my range, remember that's all my y values. Now let's take a look. All my y values, let's see. I have got -1. No, excuse me, that's +1. +1. +1. +1. +1. I have a very limited range here. All I have is 1. That's fine. That can happen. You can have functions that have a very limited range. So that's what we're looking for here for these examples. You want to graph your ordered pairs and then see if they're a function or not. You can do the vertical line test like I did. You can see if the x values repeat at all, like in this case with C. Spoiler alert. -1 goes in, 0 comes out. -1 goes in, 1 comes out. -1 goes in, 2 comes out. I'm noticing that every time I put -1, I seem to be getting a different answer. That's not a function. What should be happening is when I put -1 in, only one thing should be coming out. Hopefully this helps you with